And that leaves him with second and a yard.
61, matchbox right.
Now Jones. Oh, a scrap for the football, and he's going to come down with it. That's good for 28 yards. Well, we know he's got the speed there. He needed the speed and the hands. A great catch.
And because of that speed, you have to respect it as a defender. So you have to either play off or make sure you're somehow in contact with him. And he's able to do exactly what you said. Use the speed to his advantage and go up and get the football. That's a big-time play right there.
And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. And it's going to be second and goal now. The impressive opening drive continues, and just space being created by those guys up front.
We're seeing this the same way, aren't we? We are seeing an offensive line, as this game gets started, as it starts to unfold, that they are dominating the line of scrimmage.
On second and goal, Jones, and that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's third down.
When you get your backs in the shadow of your goal line, you've got to be physical in that situation because there's not a whole lot of space, not a lot of wild plays that can be run there.
It's put up or shut up time. Defensively, nice job just to make sure they didn't complete it on that play. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 9. They were ahead of schedule after the gain of 7 on first down, but the defense does not budge on second and third. And Rosas puts this one through. Well, after marching down the field, only getting 3 there, it kind of feels like a win for the defense.
And it does. They'll go to the sideline feeling a lot better that they didn't give up a touchdown after the march against them. But if I were the offense, I wouldn't hang my head over that one. That's a good drive, and 3 points were put on the board.
And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line.
Let's go.
The former second-round pick, this is Joe Mixon. And he'll take this one up close to the 25-yard line. Now, after that last play, there's a Bengal down on the field. We'll get an update when we return to MetLife Stadium. The last run got a couple. Here's second and 8. Now Mariota over the middle, and it's incomplete. He was looking for John Ross that time, and it's third down.
That's just flat out a terrific play because it's rare that you see a hitch route batted down. That means someone read that one really well and was right on the spot when the ball got to the receiver.
On third down, Mariota, and he can't get away from the pressure. The Giants get there.
Now, we talk about players blitzing all the time. I often laugh and sometimes call it just straight-ahead pursuit. What a running start right back to the backfield for him.
Yeah, it really didn't give anybody a chance to get up there and stop him.
No, I mean, that's really, really difficult. You're asking a whole lot anyway, but when he gets that kind of a start and comes through clean, oftentimes the advantage definitely goes to the defensive player.
Great blocking, nearly sprung him there. 28-yard return. And the Giants will begin this drive in good shape. 1st and 10.
Here we go. 30 base.
Let's go, D.
On first down, Jones finding Sterling Shepard for his first catch. And he's going to get this down near the 30-yard line. And the play goes for 19 yards. Gives him a new set of downs.
First down. First and 10 at the 30-yard line.
Here we go, here we go.
So first and 10 now from the 30.
It's a party now. It's a party now.
Now Jones from the gun, he'll throw. Catch made by Slayton. And he will take it on in for a giant touchdown. Darius Slayton with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Giants are able to add on to their lead. PAT up and good by Rosas. And the lead grows to 10-0. Now after the touchdown, here's Rosas on to kick it away. This one fielded at the 5. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. The Bengals drive about to get going. And the last drive, their first drive, 3 and out. What changes here, if anything?
I think it's making sure the guys that you trust the most with the ball, the biggest playmakers you have, that they touch it on this possession to try and get things moving.
So get it to the horses.
Without a doubt. They're the ones that typically end up in the end zone.
A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for first and 10. Now Joe Mixon. And no room to maneuver there. Give him a yard up to the 47. Here's second and 9, just a yard on that last run.
Watch tight. Tight ends right. Watch tight.
To throw is Mariota. And that'll be incomplete. Tyler Boyd, the former Pitt Panther, was the target. And that'll make it third down.
Had an open man that time. They ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. Now Mariota. And it falls incomplete after almost being intercepted. A pick there would have been great. The good news for the defense now, it's fourth down. Here's Ryan Quigley now as he'll punt it away for the second time. This is away and a very good kick angled for the sidelines. And that'll hit in the end zone. Much too much leg there. That'll be a touchback. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. They're looking sharp, out early to a 10-zip lead and looking for more as they've got it first and 10. A nice-looking play to start the drive down the middle and complete. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. He'll get 15 and a Giants first down.
First and 10 at the 35-yard line.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on first and 10. Now Saquon Barkley. Tackle made by Whitney Merciless.
There's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust. In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
They'll run with Barkley. A minimal gain as we tick down inside of a minute remaining in the opening quarter.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. Throwing, Jones. Got a man, Slayton. And he takes this all the way inside the Cincy 20. A big play there for the Giants. 42 yards.
First and 10 at the 17.
So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on first down. Back to throw. Jones. This is caught. And he will take it on in for a giant touchdown. Sterling Shepard with touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Giants are able to add on to their lead. Rosas good with the extra point. 17-0 our score after one. Rosas now to kick this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Bengals drive about to get going. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the second quarter, but you're down.
You don't want to.
We know, but let me think.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that. They've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy.
They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31. Out of the shotgun, they run with Mixon. Mixon hit, and the ball is out. And the Giants have it. It's picked up. And his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line.
The psychology of the game never ceases to amaze me, because you would think there would never be a fumble from what we hear from coaches all the time, right?
And how much they practice not fumbling.
Practice it, preach it, talk about it all the time. You would think no one would ever turn it over. Yet they are humans out there running around, and we just saw another one.
Opportunistic by the defense. Jesse Bates made the tackle from his safety spot. I think you mentioned in the opening drive that these guys needed to establish the run, protect the young QB. Actually wrote that down, believe it or not. So how would you assess things so far?
I'm kind of touched that you actually wrote something like that down. I appreciate that, partner. But I do think they've been able to do that. Maybe not as effectively as they've wanted to, but I think we'll see more of as this game goes along, because they want to continue to take care of that young QB.
And down right around the 32-yard line, 4 yards on the pickup.
But if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run, because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
Down. 10 Lobo.
Nice, sweetheart.
They'll try to run for it with Barkley. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. He needed 3. He got 2. Now that'll set up an interesting situation here on 4th and a yard. And this one is right down Broadway. And the lead now increases to 20-0. So they recovered the fumble, but ultimately could not take advantage of the short field.
Definitely a lost opportunity right there. I mean, they were in prime position to put 6 on the board. Ended up settling for 3.
And they will not get a chance to return this one, as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Bengals drive about to get going. And last time they coughed it up, led to a field goal. They're fortunate that it only led to a field goal, but still, they're not happy about it.
Could you sense the relief, though?
And they get to Mariota here as he's dropped on the sack. The sack coming from big Dalvin Tomlinson.
3 scores down, not even a halftime yet. They are not getting much generated offensively. They've got to figure it out.
It's tough, because this defense just seems to be playing with so much confidence right now.
They really are. They are on their toes, and they're getting at them.
Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on 2nd down. Here's Mariota. He's going to air it out out deep for Green. He's got a man complete. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. A.J. Green, 82 yards, as they are now on the board here in the first half. Bryant tacks on the extra point, and that will get them one closer. Yeah, after the touchdown, here's Bryant now to kick it away. This will be fielded at the 8. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25.
First and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking, because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try to increase your lead in a big way. And the best way to do it, touchdowns.
Once again, they'll come up on the 26-yard line, 2nd and 10.
80 weapons. Switch it. Come on, switch it.
Jones throwing again. He's going to let this one go deep. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's 3rd down. Well, he's been the guy, already over 100 yards here in the first half. Could have had a lot more if he would have been able to haul that one in.
Yeah, in fact, our statistician Marvin was already handing me a piece of paper with that yardage totaled on it. He thought that catch was going to happen just as you and I did as well.
The Giants on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. Jones now operating from the gun. He finds Coleman. First time these two have hooked up this afternoon, and it's a first down.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position, because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
Jones now 7 of 10 here in this first half, and he's got a 1st and 10.
Hey. 4 down.
Now it's Barkley. He's got a 1st down and then some inside the 40. And finally taken down at the 34. 20 yards on both of those plays back-to-back there. They are moving now. It's another 1st down. So they'll come up in Bengals territory now with a 1st and 10 at the 34. This is Barkley. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. That one whistled against a big right tackle.
You'd think being able to fire out and block it'd be a lot easier to not commit a holding penalty, but it's tough to keep those guys right in front, isn't it?
Here we go. 30 base.
Strip that ball.
Now.
Looking to throw. Jones. This is Shepard on the catch. And he gets it down a yard or two shy of the 30 before he's out of bounds. Without the previous penalty, that would have been a 1st down. Instead, it's just a gain of 10.
Ready? 60 outlaw.
Watch the slant.
Hit it.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Jones. It's hauled in by Shepard. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. That one a gain of 20 and a 1st down.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
Jones now over 200 yards already in this first half. It's 1st and 10. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
And that is caught. He's got it for a giant touchdown. Rhett Ellison, his first touchdown on the year. And the Giants are able to add on to their lead. A nice throw there by the second-year quarterback.
And I don't believe that was the kind of play he would have made as a rookie, because usually your rookie season is a continuation of your college days. A lot of one read, and if you don't have it, you just take off and go. Now he's settled in the pocket a little bit more, reading the field and getting to a second and sometimes third progression. That was a nice play.
Roses now to add the PAT. And that one pushes the lead up to an even 20. Now after the touchdown, here's Roses on to kick it away. And that'll carry over the back line to the end zone for a touchback. The Bengals drive about to get going. I guess they have to feel a little gratified to at least get on the board last time, but still work to do.
No doubt about it. I wonder now if they're going to try to increase the urgency a little bit, maybe pump up the pace, maybe go 2-minute. Who knows? Let's see what they decide to do.
Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
Yeah, I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the second quarter, a lot of time to change things. Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Mariota, and he's upended at the 33, following a good pickup of 8. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face third down. Second down pass play got them 8 yards. Now they've got a third and a couple remaining. From the gun, Mariota. And the giant rush gets home as down he goes.
I'm starting to feel for that quarterback back there. I mean, you know me. Normally, don't have a lot of empathy for the QB, right? In this case, definitely. He's been on constant duress this entire game. I don't know how he's surviving back there.
And to think, there's still a long way to go in this football game. 33 yards is the distance on the punt there. And it'll be Giant football 1st and 10. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. They had to go a long way on their last drive to score the touchdown. This time they get at least a little bit more of a cushion with field position.
I have to think that with this field position...
There he goes, right side! And all the way in! Touchdown, New York! Saquon Barkley, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Giants are able to add on to their lead. PAT up and good by Rosas. And a rout is on here in this first half. Now after the touchdown, here's Rosas on to kick it away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Bengals drive about to get going. Well, look at the clock here. You're inside of a minute. First half hasn't gone that well for you. How are you going to play this drive?
Well, I've been told by my coaches previously that the intelligent approach, go ahead and run out the clock and start over. Don't make any more mistakes. But there's also something to understanding that you've got this last drive here. You get the ball to start the second half. Try and go 2 for 1 here. Get some points now and come out of the locker room and get more points again and get your momentum really built up.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10.
29 is the Mike. Mike 29. Kermit.
Tighten up, tighten up, tighten up. Whip, 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 whip. Watch the whip.
Shit. He's checking.
From the shotgun, it's Mariota. Oh, a battle for it here, and this will be caught. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. A good pickup there of 20 yards. So we've come to halftime after a very one-sided beginning to this one. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman in our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach! Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Bengals drive about to get going. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25.
Set the tone, defense. Let's go.
Mariota to throw it. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down. We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with them.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass. Mariota from the gun on 3rd down. And the catch made. It's Tyler Boyd. And a good job defensively. They stop him short of the first at the 32. They get 7 there, but it brings up 4th. Here's Ryan Quigley now. He's been one of their few bright spots so far. Now it's Tate. A good return there. Call it 13 yards. And possession will switch hands. 1st and 10. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. They have the lead here. Well, we talk a lot about pregame speeches. What are halftime speeches like?
For the most part, not nearly as emotional. They're a lot more clinical. Every now and then, though, they'll get after you if they think they need to light a fire. But in this case, let's go into the virtual locker room, because here's what I think happened. They got in there and they said, listen, let's take control right away. Defense, we've got the lead. Defense, don't give up any points. Turn the ball back over to the offense and let them go down and score and give us more of a cushion in the game.
Let them know.
Check so far. Defense shut them down. Let's see if the offense gets done.
And 3 yards there takes them to the 45.
3rd quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
Brings up 3rd and 2.
8, read. Watch the out. Watch the out. Get.
On third down, Barkley. He's got the first down and more inside the 40. A big hitter. That one goes for 40 yards.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on first down. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. The 6 yards on the pickup, and it leaves him with a first and goal.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
They'll try and run for it with Barkley. And he's going to get him about 3 yards closer. He's down to about the 2.
Well, Brandon, we always know that once you score one touchdown,
you're
without a doubt. And so far today, he's got one, but was denied as he tried to get the second one.
From the 2 now, second and goal.
They can't hang with us.
And Barkley will try to punch it in. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line.
That's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
Well, they've been so good on third down all day long. Can they convert another here on third and goal? And now what the heck is this? A punt formation from the red zone? Dixon, the punter, is on as he sends it away. And that had far too much air under it. It's out of the back of the end zone. And the football will come out to the 20-yard line. The Bengals drive about to get going. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
Well, you know how in baseball when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's second and 12. Again, it's Mixon. And not a whole lot to speak of there as they'll bring him down shy of the 20. The second down play, not much better than the first, just a gain of 1 there.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
And he'll be stopped here well short of the first down at the 24-yard line. It'll be a gain of 4, but it won't be enough. It leaves him with a 4th down now.
We often talk of situational football. Let's just call it team football. The defense did their job, got off the field, brought the punting situation, so they're turning the ball back over to their offense. You think those guys will get along very well right now? Of course they will. Defense up the offense.
Golden Tate's gonna go! And finally out of bounds, just a few yards short of the goal line at the 3. And now what the heck is this? A punt formation from the red zone? And the punt team on now as this one's sent away. And that will go out of the back of the end zone. Way too much mustard. Not a good punt, and it will come out to the 20. The Bengals drive about to get going. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means they're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
Hey, we got 3 downs here.
Again, it's Mixon. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it. And the trend continues here in the 4th like it was in the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. He's had nowhere to run.
And you're probably thinking to yourself, why do they keep feeding him the football? Well, they trust him first and foremost. They do believe that over time he might actually pop one of these runs. But the bottom line is he takes care of the ball well for them, so they keep handing it to him.
And able to find Green. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A big 30-yard play on 3rd. Defensively, I know they have the comfortable lead here in the 4th, but they do not want to give up big plays like that.
They want to finish strong. So oftentimes in this situation, you tighten up underneath in your coverage, and you bring your safeties back. They can pick up anything that leaks through. But in the meantime, upfield, you're making plays on the football.
Brings up 2nd and 7 at the 45-yard line.
Three yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. And they're going to go jet sweep here. This is Ross with it. It'll go as a gain of 7 on the play, and it sets up a 3rd and inches situation.
Anytime the offense shows what they call a shot play or a chunk play where they're trying to get big yardage, sometimes people just call it gadget plays, and you hold it to a gain that we just saw there, you feel pretty good about yourself as a defense.
3rd and short yardage. Mariota got a man. It's Ross, complete. And he's going to get this inside the 30. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Giants' 27-yard line.
It's a nice completion, a little bit of run after catch as well to create the yardage that they got. But it is so tough to cover that route, the drag route, because they run it at varying speeds. Because the key is to create hesitancy on the defender's part.
Always so empathetic for those DBs, aren't you? Mariota now. 5 straight completions here in this second half. 1st and 10.
One.
Working out of the gun. Mariota. Open man is Ross, complete. And down inside the 15 he goes. It's a gain of 13, and the Bengals have a first down.
Good throw, good catch, but I really like the route. The drag and being able to run away from defenders, hard to stick with them for that long.
Yeah, better against man than zone, or
better against man, because now you're running away from someone and you're not running into a defensive player in another zone.
Barber on 1st and 10. He's taken down at the 7 after a gain of 7.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle